Hi guys, Luton here, welcome back for some more Battlefield 3, and today we're looking at the role of transport helicopter pilots again, back with the Venom. This is one of my favourite roles to play. It's a role that I don't play enough actually, mainly probably because I don't play Conquest particularly much, but also because the transport helicopter doesn't appear as prominently as, you know, really I feel that it could, compared to other games like Bad Company 2. And I'm really hoping that with Battlefield 4 they put a stronger role for the transport helicopter, or at least include it on more maps. It's something I really would love to see because I really do enjoy it. A couple of other changes I would like to see. I would like to see the transport helicopter role actually, you know, the pilot, the pilots need to get something a bit more out of this. I don't know how. You guys maybe speculate on how they could do it. I mean, for example, okay, the transport helicopter pilots in Vietnam, Bad Company Vietnam, they could obviously fire down as well as be transport helicopters. They had rocket pods. Now, again, I don't know the technicalities of whether actual transport helicopters have those kind of weaponry in today's world. Probably not, I would imagine. They probably, you know, because they're mounted with these miniguns. Unfortunately, as we know, the miniguns on the transport helicopter, it's like firing Skittles, basically. You know, you have about as much hope as killing someone as someone firing a load of Skittles at them. They're going to taste the rainbow. But, no, you can get kills with it. And I have seen videos of people getting adequate kills again and again, taking a bit of a dive right here, taking some hits. The jets and the helis, and pretty much every enemy was really out for me in this round. I take so many hits. I left in multiple deaths because a couple of them I thought were kind of funny, and one of them I just wanted to show how bad they were really coming for me on this one. But the guns are something as well that I really feel need a little upgrade. Me and Dasco have spoken about this before. My personal feeling is that they need to be considerably more powerful. A minigun in real life is insane power, okay? If you just get hit by the rounds from that thing, it's going to cut you in half, alright? And the fact that you can spray the guns from the helicopter over enemies and just receive hit markers really is agonizingly frustrating. So me and Dasco decided, well, we discussed a good compromise maybe, increase the power, the damage of them a lot, but mean that they have to really burn through. They actually have oh, and I forgot that this was coming in here, so I put it in as a little replay. I'm taking a lot of damage. Helicopter jets. Oh, bad luck, enemies. Bad luck for you and your piss poor jet piloting skills. Anyway, so we're coming back up here to C. We're trying to take the airport base here. The airport base? We're trying to take the runway section there, C. Got a lot of enemies fighting enemies, so I'm pulling back down here to D, and we've got Scorpion here coming in for a little pickup. And this is another element that I love about the transport helicopter. The fact that you can be this almost kind of cinematic role, you're like dropping off. That it has really good interaction with you and other players in the game. You can come swooping down in the helicopter, you put it on the deck, you've got guys jumping out, or you hover up above the base. I said to Scorpion, I was like, get the heli, get the heli! Oh, fail, Scorpion. Bad luck. But look at this, I'm taking so much heat here. I've missiles coming in, lock. Trying to get out of the way here, and another hit. Just managed to keep it together here. This is only the beginning. This is really only the beginning of this round right here. I take some bad hits later on from the insane amount of people that are locking me up. God knows how. It's no wonder they're losing bases when their whole team are running igloos, basically. It seems to be the way anyway. I think they would be more concerned about the ground troops. I mean, I know the transport heli is it's a good target to go for. They're probably worried about the attack chopper more than me, to be honest. That's probably why they're running igloos, but all the same. Anyway, we decided to pull off from C there because it's pretty hot and there's a lot of guys targeting me. So coming back down here onto E, and Slater's trying to light up some targets. But yes, what I was saying was, with the miniguns on the transport heli, they basically, I think, should have like actual ammo instead of infinite ammo, which is what they have now. They obviously have a cooldown time, they can overheat, but I don't think that really sort of balances out. I think what they need to have is an actual ammo count, alright? And then once you can have infinite reloads, okay? But it takes a long time to reload, alright? A long time to reload. Maybe sort of 10 seconds even, or something like that. It has to be long enough that it could really interfere with the sort of speed at which you're attacking, okay? Because if it's really powerful and you reload too fast, that's going to be sort of really imbalanced, okay? So you have to balance the power against something else, and that's what I would like to see. Okay, taking some more hits here. As soon as I take some hits, I'm trying to put it on the deck. Now look at this, coming round. See how I spotted that guy there? And this is something else about transport helicopter pilots. It's a role that I often try to fulfill when I'm in this, or I did in Bad Company as well, is that as a transport helicopter pilot, alright, it's pretty much one of the only other things that you can do. Okay, I can't gun, I can't really sort of lay any kind of fire down onto the enemy. The only thing that I can do is position my gunners like I'm doing right here, so that they can actually clear and take out the enemy. And you see it up down there, you got the kill, but Slater was putting the pressure on him from above here. Definitely would have got some hit markers. I started to take fire from that AA tank though, the ice cream sandwich, so I'm getting the hell out of there. But again, locked number 1, locked number 2, trying to repair lock number 3. And we're going down. These guys really wanted me on the ground. But the spotting element of the transport heli pilot is something that's really, really important. And you'll see throughout this video there's multiple times where I'm kind of swooping around. I try and get the spots on those targets for the guys on the ground. And it really is the ultimate support role, because you can transport people around from bases to bases. Okay, you can hover over bases, pick people up to capture them. You have the guns to lay down on your guys on the ground, so you're supporting them in that capacity. And also, like I say, it's a real good vehicle for being able to spot and just generally get in on the enemy, because the attack heli has often got other things on its mind. Okay, the attack heli for sure is going to be spotting targets as it lights them up. But at the same time, the attack heli is often very engaged in different sort of combat situations. The transport helicopter pilot doesn't have to think about those attacking engagements, so in essence I attack the enemy by spotting them and then leading them onto the enemy. Now another thing, obviously capping the base here with the helicopter itself, got a couple of guys in here. The more you have in, the faster it's going to cap, and we see this on multiple bases. I think Firestorm Conquest is one of the bases, the maps that sees this the most, there with the transport helis obviously landing up on top. I love this kind of gameplay right here, coming in low, laying down the fire on them. You may say, oh, this is a little bit dangerous, what if he's got an RPG? Well, this is true, but I don't think you can always see it from that point of view. You can't always be worrying about that, because there's experiences and situations to be had which, you know, you got to roll the dice sometimes. You can't always just be like, oh well, I'm not going to go near there. Or, you know, for example, okay, this is a good example, right? Think of Keosar Railroad, alright, and what you have is a helicopter pilot staying at max range. Like, he stays right out in his own base so that he can't be locked, and then the gunner just stays with TV missiles and long range optics. Such a... I'm not going to say it's cheap, because it's a valid tactic, alright? You need skill to be able to snipe targets and enemy vehicles at that range. In fact, actually, you probably might have seen Rival X Factor's video where he was staying at massive long range, and he was working very, very well with his pilot there. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's totally valid. But what I would say is, it's not a role to play all the time. I think that you know, you have to balance it against this kind of more enjoyable on the ground gameplay. Multiple locks coming in again. Go on the ground. Ah! Airborne as well. Airborne I've played with for a long time. But you see, this is the kind of thing as well, and it's like taking the deaths as well and enjoying your deaths. There's something to be said for, like, just everybody has those comedy deaths, alright? I'm sure that you guys can tell me so many times where you've had comedy death situations where you just couldn't believe or the way that it went down, or the way that it turned back out. Not sure why I spawned underground here as well. It's ridiculous. Clicked on the wrong thing. But anyway, and God knows, people know I have some bad deaths. But it's one of the reasons why I hate it when people really go out of their way to cut their deaths out of footage for videos they're talking about things. Now, you know, as an editor, I know that there are situations I need to cut my footage down, okay? So, like, for example, sometimes I post videos, people are like, oh, why did you cut out my knife kill on you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I wasn't cutting out the death, I was cutting out that section of gameplay, because probably other than that, nothing really interesting happened, and I was trying to keep it concise for the video. And so it's like, you know, yeah, of course, everybody gets frustrated by getting killed, or, for example, if you get knifed too many times, it's going to piss you off or whatever. But at the same time, you got to roll the dice, you got to take some risks. And for me, that's what the transport heli can do. You can have a real great role. Look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Coming in here, spot that target on the right, light him up, get in the mix, come on. You know, you're in on the ground, you're fighting this thing, and I love the kind of the look of this map as well, okay? There's elements of this map that is a shame, because I love the kind of colourful, summery look that it had. But again, look at this. pulling it in under the bridge, and you really get that kind of feel. There's this kind of immersive environment, and it really pulls you in. And I love the kind of dark, grimy, visceral nature of this map as well, and that combined with sort of getting in on the ground and really getting stuck into them, you know. It's another thing as well. I think people sometimes don't get like the way that I play, because I think, and okay, this was a good bit, I remember just now. Okay, come in, sweep in, they jump straight in the helicopter. You can just imagine him like diving in there. And this is the thing, is like, I think people, like, for me, gameplay is not all about, you know, perfect gameplay. It's not all about racking the kills and being top of the scoreboard. It's not about getting like a 40-50 kill streak, you know. It's like, Christ, if people didn't realise that about me by now, then, you know, maybe they need to watch a few more of my videos, seriously. By the way, look at this, taking a hit down to 4%. It's like, oh my Christ, gotta get out. Oh, okay, we're gonna survive. So he starts repairing me back up again. But yeah, seriously, it's like, the way that I play is not always about that. Like, if I want to, okay, if I want to, I'll sit back and methodically pick off enemies. Like, okay, there's a guy, there's a guy, there's a guy. Super careful, super careful, super careful, super careful. You know, peek, 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 peek. This was a good one, where someone was saying about, and I was playing on Bizarre, and I had a few comments, people like, oh, Luton, you're peeking, you suck. And it's like, look, I know how to do it. You think I actually have not, you know, I've played the game for this amount of time and I don't realise that? Of course. It's the fact that that's not how I enjoy to play. Like, I don't care if I get killed a couple of extra times or whatever. I don't care, because for me, you're kind of missing the enjoyment. You're missing the point. You're just losing it. And for me, like I say, Grand Bazaar, that's another great situation. A little bit off topic for this video, but it's like the principle of the two things is the same, where you've got a really intense firefight, and sometimes, yeah, I'll just yell out a war cry and run out into that, you know. I'll throw a grenade and I'll just run out into it, and sometimes, yeah, you're gonna get taken down, but if I can take a couple of them with me, and then it gives a little bit of a window, you would be surprised how many times what seemed to be an impenetrable wall of enemies suddenly becomes softened up a little bit by you sort of running and gunning into them, and then a couple of other guys through, and it's a bit of a, and even if you fail, at least you had a kind of hilarious, like, you know, experience. And as I say, for me, the kind of principle runs the same with the transport helicopters, okay? You're playing a role, alright? And for sure, you know, you can sit back and rack the kills or blah, 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 but that's not what I enjoy about it. What I enjoy about the helicopter role is this, the role of this kind of intense combat pilot situation, and you're sweeping around the buildings and you're dropping guys off, you're picking them up, you're moving from point to point, and at the end of the day, it puts you in this situation here. Look at this for a finishing cam. This is what I'm talking about. All the helicopters in here and everything. It's what makes Battlefield Battlefield, and it's what I always have enjoyed the most about the transport helicopter, is the dynamic of it, not necessarily the mechanical aspect of it. So that's what I think. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about Battlefield 4 as well, some of the roles, perhaps what you would like to see the transport helicopter change there, whether you'd like to see some of the guns more powerful. I would also like to see, you know, an actual kind of progression growth with the vehicle. You know, why can't you get ECM? It's always irritated the hell out of me that you can't get ECM with the transport heli, but you can with everything else. I think it's really unfair. I think it impedes the way that you can play with the vehicle. So yes, thanks for watching today, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. Put your thoughts below. As always, if you've enjoyed it, drop me a little thumbs up, always helps out. And I have some more videos coming up very soon, a bit more Battlefield from PC, as well as some Armour gameplay. Got some good thoughts coming up with that as well. See you next time.